Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Maybe you don't want to take a long ferry ride to where you want to go. Maybe you don't want to take a long bus ride and a ferry ride to where you want to go. There are other options. More and more each year there are airlines coming online, and Air Juan is one of those where you can go to several destinations without taking the bus and ferry. Air Juan, here's a little bit about Air Juan. They've got land fleet and they've got seaplanes as well. And a little information, they started in 2012 and they've been adding planes and routes ever since. And there's a little information including helicopters, land planes, seaplanes. And so those are some of the options that you have. Let's go over here to destinations. Here's some of the routes that they have. Destinations, they've got a base in, I believe, a base in Manila, Cebu City, and Puerto Princesa. And boy, I don't know. Okay, you put your cursor over that map and it stretches it out a bit. And you can book and pay online, and some of their destinations, and I can't tell you where all of these are. Baylor, Boracay, I think as of in about 2 days, Boracay, a very famous white sand beach over by Palawan, is going to be closed for 6 months, if it takes that long, to clean it up. There was a lot of illegal building, a lot of dumping of sewage into the sea, people building on land that they didn't own, resorts extending their resorts, that type of thing. So they're going to go in and clean the area up for about 6 months. Danbantayan is actually the north end of Cebu Island, and they also fly into Bantayan Island, just off the north end of Cebu Island. Very popular. I've been told a more laid-back type resort. I've been on a island. I've been on a smaller island up on the north end of Cebu called Malapascua, and that is caters more to divers. And a lot of shops, a lot of dive operations up there. Marinduque. Puerto Galera, I hear that name a lot. Subic up in Luzon. Okay, we're back there and go down here to land plane destinations. Bantayan Island, the town of Santa Fe, Bilaran. There again, Boracay. Probably don't want to go there for 6 months or so. Coron, very beautiful, popular tourist destination. Cebu, right here in Cebu City. Cuyao, I should know where that's at, but I don't. Iloilo. And Iloilo City there, I'm presume. Masin, which is over on Southern Leyte. I have had a chance to go over there and I passed it up. San Vicente is a beautiful but less popular area on Palawan. And Sipalay is a popular area as well. Puerto Princesa on Palawan. Siquijor, an island down near Dumaguete, off of Dumaguete. In fact, when we were off of Bohol on Pangalao Island, you could see the island very well. It was almost like we could throw a rock and hit it. Of course, it was a lot further away than that, but and then Tagbilaran on Bohol Island, Tagbilaran City. And let's take a look at their fleet, Air Juan's fleet of planes here. The turboprops, Air Juan, the seaplanes here, and some helicopters as well. A couple Bell helicopters as well. There is another option for some of you, and this is not a comprehensive list. There, times are changing. There are more companies coming online all the time. There may be several companies like this, but these are a couple of companies that I became aware of recently. Air Island Tours, take a look at their fleet here, the 3-passenger Cessna Skyhawk, the 4-passenger Beechcraft, 5-passenger Cessna, and what is that, 8-passenger Piper Navajo, and the Airbus helicopters, 5-passenger. Here is some information on allowable baggage over here, and so you can take a look at that. How much you weigh, how much your baggage weighs. Let's see if I can understand this. 3-seater Cessna 172. Looks like you get 3 bags plus an adult, but there's going to be weight limits. 4-seater, if I understand this correctly. Anyway, a little information there. Contact them, book your flight online. And where do they fly to? Some of the places they fly to. They fly Cebu to Bantayan, Siquijor, Bohol, and more. They have vacation package promos, private helicopter charter if you just want to go sightseeing, aerial tour. Here's some online pricing at this time, but keep in mind that pricing can change, so just check. I've been told that prices are reasonable on Juan Air going to Bantayan. Here's some additional information. They fly every day from Cebu, Mactan International Airport, to Bantayan, Bohol, Siquijor, Sipalay. And from Dumaguete, with using a different airway charter, they can set up Bohol, Siquijor, Dipolog, and Sipalay. If you're in Bohol from Tagbilaran Airport, they go from to Bantayan and Siquijor. And they have charter destinations as well. The entire Visayas, the rest of South Luzon, and the rest of North Mindanao as well. So you just contact them and tell them what you would like to do, and they will price that out for you. Now, any of you who have flown before understand that flight prices change, and based on many factors, including demand, depends on the season, that type of thing. I don't have prices for the flights for these two companies, but I understand they're relatively reasonable. Get you there a lot faster. For instance, going to Bantayan Island, or Bantayan. For instance, going to Bantayan on the north of Cebu is probably a 3-hour bus trip. And this would get you here in I think 20 to 30 minutes. You would have some time at the airport, obviously checking in and all that type of thing. Those couple of options, you have other options as well. There are many airports in the Philippines, lots of islands with various size airports to handle various size jets and planes. And where better to look than Wikipedia? It has a pretty good list and classifications of the different airports here. Classification 1, international airports, capable of handling international flights, facilities. There are 11 of those in the Philippines presently. Number 2, principal airports, which serve domestic destinations and may also handle international flights. Class 1 principal airports, capable of serving jet aircraft with a capacity up to 100 seats, and Class 2 capable of serving propeller aircraft with a capacity of at least 19 seats. And there are 15 airports under Class 1 in the Philippines, 18 airports under Class 2. And then you have community airports. And anyway, let's just go down here real quick. You have trunk line airports and secondary airports, feeder airports, and if you want you can go and read through all that type of thing. But we have lots of islands, lots of airports that can handle different size planes, jets, and anyway, here's the international airports. And I haven't figured out if there's any rhyme or reason to how they set these up, because they bounce around. I haven't found any alphabetical way that they've set them up by any of the codes or by coordinates or any of that type of thing. So you just need to look around here. Central Visayas, the Lapu-Lapu, that's our international airport over on Mactan Island, just across the strait from Cebu City. And Davao down on Mindanao. Of course, you have Ninoy Aquino International Airport up in Manila, Pasay City, Greater Manila area. Subic Bay International Airport, that's becoming more and more popular. And primary domestic airports. So you can fly if you're interested in flying. Personally, if I have the time, I would rather take a ferry. I like the sea. I like ships, but I don't like hanging around in airports. Something about I don't know, something about airports just not that comfortable for me. Here are the smaller airports that you can get into. And Bohol here, Tagbilaran, which is on the south side of Bohol Island, that will be replaced sometime later this year, I believe, by the new airport that is being finished on Panglao Island. There's a couple of bridges or causeways that go over to Panglao Island from Tagbilaran City in Bohol. And that new airport, because so many of the tourists go to Panglao Island, that will replace the Tagbilaran Airport, is my understanding. I think based on this, the Coron Airport, that's one that these smaller planes can fly into also. And anyway, I won't go through each of these, but anyway, there is that opportunity. If you can find a guy that owns a plane or a pilot with a plane, access to a plane, and you want to fly to some of these places, you have that option based on whatever price that they would quote you. Anyway, those are a couple of your options flying instead of taking a bus. Thank you for coming along. Please like, share the video, and subscribe. Safe travels to you all wherever you're at, and we'll see you next time.